Pilates workout is all about the low back. So releasing any tension that you may feel built up back there, and also strengthening so that you can stand up a little taller, feel supported when you're taking a long drive in the car or sitting at a desk at work. For today's workout, we are going to use a small ball just like this. If you don't have one of these small balls, you can also use a rolled up towel or even a small pillow for any of the exercises using the ball. We'll put it here to the side to start. We're going to start lying on our back. Once you're lying here, just find your nice neutral spine. Start to take some deep breaths, connecting to your core, to your center. That nice internal core set, your transverse abdominis. When you're ready, we're turning this into a pelvic rock. Big inhale through the nose, fill up. On the exhale, button the back of the belly button down to the mat, find imprint. Inhaling to arch up and away. Exhaling to feel that space between the vertebra and the low back, stretching it out, strengthening the core. Using your own breath, your own pace here. It's an exhale to find that imprint release. It's an inhale to find your neutral spine. Move as slow or as quickly as you need to. All I want you to do is just notice that you're not gripping onto anything here. So you don't want to grip into the muscles of your glutes or your neck especially. We'll do 2 more of these. On the last one, you're going to hold that imprint shape. Find this deep connection between your hips and your ribs. Those are your obliques. Very important to strengthen the core from all directions. Notice that if you strengthen too much on the front surface, the back surface gets left out to dry. You're going to find tabletop when you're ready, really connecting to that imprint, zipping the inner thighs together just to give yourself more support. Taking it into toe taps here, you'll lower the right toe down towards the mat on the exhale. Inhale, bring it back to table. Now notice if your low back is starting to overarch as your thigh moves away from you. Just make the move a little bit smaller. Only make the move as large as you feel supported in the low spine, utilizing the core. Remember, you're drawing that navel down into the mat heavy. Finding the opposite side obliques here as your toe reaches down towards that edge of the mat. You're reaching out of the hip here to draw that rainbow shape. We're doing 2 more on each side. And then just 1 more on each side. Keep on breathing. After that last one, hold tabletop here. Draw the navel even further down, connect to your core. Holding this position for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1, relax those feet down on the mat. Pressing firmly into the mat here, knees, feet, they're hip distance apart once again. Coming back into your neutral spine when you're ready. Hips are nice and level with that pubic bone. You've created that nice neutral pelvis, that little table shelf. We're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, turn on the seat. We're lifting into a neutral bridge. Slowly start to elevate the hips up towards the sky. Like a drawbridge opening, the spine stays still. Once you hit your highest point, I want you to squeeze the glutes a little bit more and lift the hips 1 inch higher. Find the support in the back half of your body and the length in the front half of your body. This is really, really great for strengthening your posterior chain, getting the circulation moving, and feeling strong in the back body. Start to lower down nice and slow with control. Keep the back body active. Don't just let yourself fall back down to the mat. Without letting the tailbone touch, turn on the glutes, lift it right back up. So lowering down with control, keeping the seat floating off the mat, and then lifting, finding the power in your core. We'll do 3 more just like this. Keep on breathing as you lift. And then on that last one, I want you to hold the hips nice and high. We're going to take a march here, strengthening hamstrings. You'll lift the right leg to tabletop, similar to when we took toe taps, and then lower it back down to the mat with control. Don't just slam that foot down. Pick it up, lower down. Pick it up, lower down. The challenge here is to keep the hips level. Your body's going to want to sway from right to left. The strength is in the standing, supporting leg here. Do 2 more on each side. Keep the inner thighs on, it's gonna help you. I'll show you that in the next variation. Once you're even on both sides, both feet ground, hips go 1 inch higher, slowly make your way back down to the mat and relax at the bottom. Once you're there, go ahead and reach, grab your ball. You're gonna bring the ball right between the inner thighs, just below the knees. Bring tension into that ball or that pillow or that rolled up towel and find how this ignites your inner thighs. What this is doing is supporting your midline, so your spine, the center of your body. It's bringing all of your engagement into your center, and it's going to help you feel more supported. You're here in neutral. We're taking our rolling bridge here. Remember to squeeze that ball the whole time. It will only assist you. Start to fall into imprint. Turn on your core. Low back, it taps the mat. Your glutes, they are on. The backs of your thighs, they are on. Start to peel the spine away nice and slow. Keep the core on active, navel drawing towards the spine. Be very conscious of that to strengthen across the core as you lift the low back away. If you let go of the core, it's not going to feel good in the low back, so really, really pay attention. If you need to just lift straight up, straight down, absolutely, please do. The heart will drop. You'll lower down the exact opposite way you came up. Notice how you feel more sensation in the backs of your thighs now that you have this ball here. So you'll peel up and away, 1 bone at a time, and then sink down, starting with the heart. It's an exhale as the hips go high. It's an inhale as you melt, stretching the spine down. We'll do 2 more just like that. Peel it up, lift, and lower down. On your last one, you're going to hold it up at the top. Once you're here, turn on the seat. We're going to pulse the hips 1 inch up, 1 inch down, 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Keep your neck relaxed, keep the triceps on, whole back body is active, including the upper body. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, last one, hold the hips high. You're going to squeeze and release on that ball. It's inner thighs. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze it, hold. Melt the spine all the way down and relax. Beautiful. Take those arms out wide. You deserve a spine twist after that one. The ball is going to help us here make the stretch come from the spine instead of from the legs. When you're ready, squeeze that ball, pick the legs up into tabletop. You're going to take both legs over towards the right, knees drop. Gaze goes over the left shoulder. Both shoulders stay grounded here. Opening up from the left rib to the left hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back through center. Inhale, pause. Exhaling to twist. Wringing out the spine here like a wet rag. I want you to feel both directions as you move here. We'll do 1 more on each side. Once you're even on both sides, you come back to center, drop the feet. You can take the ball away. We're going to sit on up and get ready for our next exercise by placing the ball behind the low back. Once that ball's behind your low back, you just gonna kind of want to wedge it down there so that you feel support in the low spine. It's only gonna help assist you in this series. You're gonna bring your hands straight out in front of you like Frankenstein. I'm pressing into my feet here to give me more support. Your spine, it's neutral as much as it can be. Take an inhale. On the exhale, I want you to find imprint. Start to tuck the tailbone under. Feel the support of that ball. You'll lean back until you feel your abdominals turn on. Ribs and hips, keep them connected. Opening up the collarbone wide. Just hold this position here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna build on that big inhale. Exhale, roll it back, find that same position. Holding here, I want you to elevate the arms up towards eye height. As you elevate, I want you to notice that your ribs and hips are gonna wanna disconnect from one another. Keep on reaching high until you feel like you can't hang on to your core anymore. Whole front surface of our body starts to shake. We're really working those deepest abdominals that support our spine, our transverse abdominis. Take a peek at your fingertips with your eyes, but keep your chin down. Shakes even more. You see why this exercise is called earthquake. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Sit it up nice and tall. Gorgeous. Gonna build on that, working some obliques. This one's called a bow and arrow. You'll see why here soon. Taking an inhale. On the exhale, you'll bend the right elbow back. Start to imprint and look over the right shoulder as you lean back. Reaching with the left fingertips, this oppositional pull is going to help you work obliques more. Notice that the hips aren't going with you. They're staying firmly grounded. Now come back up through center. There's your inhale. Exhale, alternating sides. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhaling to reach it back. Notice this twist. It's an X shape across your core, your opposite rib reaching away from your opposite hip. Feeling that same shaking sensation because you're using so much muscle tone across the arms, across the chest, across the upper body. Pressing firmly into the feet, engaging through the pelvic floor. Don't forget about the support in the low back. We're doing 2 more on each side here. Evening it out as you breathe. 1 last one on each side. After that last one, sit up nice and tall. Relax the arms down. Give your shoulders a little roll back. We're going to start to roll the ball back out from behind the low back. It's going to come just about the base of your ribs, and you'll lie back on it, bringing your forearms down to the mat. I want you to bring your heels a little bit closer to your seat and separate the feet and knees hip distance apart. This is a really, really nice stretch. If the ball, the pillow, or that rolled up towel feels like it's in the wrong place, you might have to adjust a little bit when you get into this. Just be aware of that. You're going to bring the hands behind the nape of the neck, and you're just going to lean the crown of the head all the way back over the ball. I want you to dig your sits bones down into the mat, really overarching the low back. What this is doing is opening up the chest, opening up the front half of the body. Now don't forget about your core. We're going to do a little ab curl here. Big inhale. On the exhale, I want you to lift just to a neutral spine. You're looking out at the diagonal. You'll inhale, melt over the ball, find extension. Exhale, lift just to neutral. Inhaling to open, so it's the opposite of your crunch. Exhaling, lift to neutral. Make sure that the low back isn't trying to aim for that ball. Connecting the ribs to the hips. We have 3 more here. Keep on breathing. 2 more here. That exhale really engages your center. On that last one, hold it up, find neutral. Hold here for 3. For 2, and for 1. Beautiful work. Let that go. You're going to take your ball, roll it all the way towards the front edge of your mat, and we're going to lie down on our belly for this next exercise. It's a version of our swan. I know you're going to like it. If at any time this feels like too much for you, don't be afraid to just do a regular swan on the mat. You're pressing your palms firmly into the top of this ball. On the inhale, you're going to start to lift the head, neck, chest. The ball is going to roll towards you, lifting the heart up even further. Send the shoulders into the back pockets. Exhale, start to melt it back down. That ball rolls away towards the top edge of the mat. Lifting with control. This is all about that upper back. Lowering back down. Drawing the navel towards the spine always. You never want to feel this in the low back. Keep the core on here to prevent any of that. Breathing in as you lift up. Breathing out as you lower down. Make it smaller if you need to. I want you to feel supported here in this exercise. We're just doing 1 more like this. After that last one, go ahead and just roll that ball out of the way. You're going to lie all the way down. Drawing the inner thighs together, feet parallel, arms reaching out in front of you like Superman. Drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, elevate the legs and arms 2 inches up away from the mat. We're going to take what's called swimming. Opposite arm, opposite leg, lift. They lower, we switch sides. Lifting and switching and breathing here. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reaching long instead of high. Think about that. Working the spine here, the back, the support for the core. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Beautiful. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to pop up, find a quadruped position or all fours. So your hands, they're right under your shoulders, and your knees, they're right under your hips. Looking for a neutral spine. Once you're here, just take a big breath in. On the breath out, can you reach your right arm long alongside your ear? Reaching for the opposite side of the room. Try not to shift your weight. If your weight shifted, just recollect your core and lower it back down. Same thing on the left side. Reaching that arm long and lowering down. Alternating from side to side. Notice if one side is a lot more challenging than the other. Finding that strength across your center to keep those hips level. We're going to do one more on each side just like this. And then you'll bring both hands down to relax. We're going to do the same thing with our legs. Harder not to shift weight. Navel's drawing towards the spine. Reaching the right leg long back behind you. Are your hips trying to open up? Really engage through your center. You don't want to dump your weight into that opposite side. Lowering the knee back down. And then lifting that left leg. Lowering back down. Lift on the exhale, lower on the inhale. Lift on the exhale, lower on the inhale. One more on each side like this. We're building here. Once you're even on both sides, we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. Challenging. Stick with the arms or the legs if you need to. We reach left arm, right leg, long. Breathing in. Breathing out, setting it back down. Switching sides. Notice if one side is more challenging than the other. Keeping your core on. You may feel yourself start to shake here. Know that that's absolutely fine. If you fall out of it, just rest and come back. Next time, left arm, right leg reaches long. Hold it there. You're going to pulse the arm and the leg up for 4. For 3, for 2, and for 1, let that go. Same thing on the other side. Arm and leg, reach long. It's opposite sides. Pulsing up for 4. Keep those hips square. For 2, and for 1, relax it down. Beautiful. Pressing into those palms. I'm going to have you step one leg back at a time. We're finding a plank here. Once you've found your plank, I want you to hollow out through the core. Think imprint, pressing firmly into the palms. Your shoulder blades move far away from one another, creating a dome shape behind the heart. Keep on breathing as you hold here. Strengthening from all directions. This is great for the low back. Tuck the tailbone under a little more. Send the shoulders into the back pockets. Connect with those hips. We're holding here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Gorgeous. Drop those knees down, untuck the toes, stretch it back, child's pose. Slow down your breath here. Really round into the low back. Aiming your tailbone as close to the mat as you can. We're going to take a version of a side bend here. All you're going to do is bring both hands over to the right top corner of the mat. Feel the space between your left hip and your left rib getting larger. As you take an inhale, think about the muscles between those ribs opening up. Exhaling through the mouth, walk the hands back to center. Try to anchor across the hips. Send both hands over to the left. Your hip and your rib on that right side, they're spreading far away from one another. Feeling that stretch in the QL, and then walk the hands back through center. Slowly start to roll it up, one bone at a time as the tailbone tucks under. You're coming all the way up to your knees, and then we're working in a seated position here next for our mermaid using the ball. This version of Mermaid is so awesome to strengthen your lats. So you're gonna come into that Z sit. One shin folded back, in this case it's my left shin, and my right leg is just crossed in front with my foot planted against my thigh. If this position isn't comfortable for you, two straight legs out in front of you, totally fine as well. The ball's gonna come underneath my right hand. Similar to that swan, I'm pressing down with the top of my hand. My left hand reaches out wide towards the side, it's a T. As you breathe in, you're gonna start to roll the ball away from you. It's gonna come towards your elbow, and you stretch the left hand up overhead. Remember your mermaid shape. You're always aiming to anchor that opposite hip into the mat. Pressing into your arm, exhale, roll it back up, find that bottom shoulder in your back pocket. Inhaling to take that nice stretch, exhaling to find that power to lift. This feels amazing, just like that side bend we took in child's pose, but this time you're really bringing more power into it because of where the gravity's coming from. Breathing in to stretch, out to strengthen. Keep the front ribs closed as much as you can. Be conscious that you're not diving down, closing the chest. We're going to do one more on this side and just do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful. Legs can swing right around. Remember, they can also stay out in front of you. We're almost done here with this workout. Hope you feel great. Pressing down into that ball, reaching long. We're going up and over, and then zipping it up across the core. Try to grow a little taller each and every time you move. You're reaching through that top hand for the opposite side of the room. You're creating this big rainbow arc here as you move. Thinking about stretching, but also thinking about powering that shoulder down in my back pocket, again to strengthen those lats. 3 more here. It's pretty fun as well. We've just got one more on this side. Bring it all the way up. We're lying down on our back. Take that ball with you. Take whatever prop you have with you. Once you're all the way down on your back, legs are long, they're reaching. This is going to feel kind of weird. Take the ball or the pillow or the towel. You're going to stick it just underneath your right booty cheek. You're going to feel super uneven, but straighten that right leg down and just feel elevated on that right side. Now, try to anchor your right hip down towards the mat as much as you can. You're going to lift the right arm up long overhead. You're aiming for your right shoulder to make it to the mat, opening up across the chest. Now, all I want you to do is slow down your breath and think about melting into the mat. As much as you can, release tension out of your body. If you need to bend the right arm a little bit, you do so. Really think about what you've accomplished today. Releasing that low back, strengthening your core, your center. Here's your opportunity to reflect. Take it all in. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Start to take that ball away. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Before we do so, just feel how much more anchored the right half of your body feels into the mat. Feels more grounded, more supported. I want you to take that with you through the rest of the day. If you want to do this anytime, just on your own, I think it's a great way to release the hip flexors that tend to be tight. Your left leg goes long. You're trying to anchor as much as you can with the ball underneath your seat, and you're reaching the left arm long overhead. I'm melting towards the ground as much as I can, letting go of any tension in the left fingertips, in the left elbow, in the shoulder, in the ribs, in the belly, in the hips, behind the knee, into the ankle, all the way into the toes. 2 big sets of breath here. Inhaling through the nose to fill up. Exhaling through the mouth, blow it out. One last time. Big inhale through the mouth, through the nose, fill it up. Big exhale through the mouth, let it all go. Roll that ball away. Hang on to it with both hands. Just reach both arms long up overhead. Reach both toes for the opposite side of the room. Imagine someone has your fingers, has your toes. They're pulling, pulling, pulling. You're getting even taller. You're getting even longer. You're creating space between each and every vertebra, creating that health in the low back. 2 breaths here. 1 breath here. This is where we will end. Amazing work. I hope you feel great after that. Really strengthened in the low back. This is great to come back to anytime you're kind of feeling that tension. Add it on to another workout. Feel great for the rest of the day, the week. Hope to see you again soon.